guys, I'm Andrea, and today I thought I'd do the mid-year book freakout tag, which I was tagged in by Priscilla, aka Bookie Charm, and the month's almost over, and I wanted to get this in before it wasn't mid-year anymore, basically. So a lot of things have happened since I last was on camera. Stranger Things Season 3 came out. I had 2 earthquakes that were pretty strong. Question number 1, best book you've read so far in 2019. This is a basic answer for me because I've been talking about this book since I read it, and that is Gods of Jade and Shadow by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. It comes out this month actually, so I'm really excited to actually have the hardcover version of it because I pre-ordered it. And basically, if you like myth stories, if you like folkloric stories, it's about this girl in 1920s Mexico who accidentally kind of bonds herself to the Mayan god of the underworld, and they go on this adventure, and it's just amazing. And yeah. Number 2, best sequel you've read so far in 2019. I have not read a lot of sequels in 2019, and I have my Goodreads open here just to like kind of see if I missed one, but honestly most of the books that I've read this year are standalones, or they are beginnings of series. So I don't really have an answer to this. A sequel that I'm really looking forward to next year reading is the We Set the Dark on Fire sequel. Yeah. Number 3, new release you haven't read yet but want to. So a new release that I really want to read that I haven't actually had the chance to read is With Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo. I really love The Poet X, and I'm very interested in continuing to read her style of prose and writing in her new book, but I just haven't had the chance to check it out from the library or buy it or anything like that. So I really want to read that one, and I want to read Angie Thomas's other book, On the Come Up, which I have on my TBR shelf. I just haven't had the chance to pick it up. Yep. Number 5, biggest disappointment. Well, I've been super lucky this year to read a lot of books so far that are really great and well written, and I love most of them. I guess biggest disappointment that I've read that's new to me is this year I read the Shadow and Bone series, and I did not like how that last book ended, and I have a lot of problems with it, and I just really hate endings that end like that.
This is not possible. You're done. You're done. That's what I get served. Look, come here, all of you. He brings that pissing over, and the big surprise is the fucking plot is fucking raw.
Number 6, biggest surprise. The biggest book surprise I had this year is probably a book that I randomly checked out. I did not know anything about it before going into it and reading it, and that is Darius the Great is Not Okay by Adib Khorram, I think is his last name. And this is about a boy who struggles with depression and anxiety and the feeling of inadequacy, and his father also struggles with depression, and we are taken into his mind and how he kind of self-destructs himself in the sense that he believes and he truly feels that everybody is against him and nobody actually likes him, and he thinks that his family hates him. And so his grandfather is diagnosed with this very terminal brain tumor, and so he has to go to Iran, where his mother's family is from, and visit all these family members that he doesn't really know and doesn't know how to speak to. And he meets this boy there, and they kind of become friends, and I just think it's a really excellent discussion about like mental health and how sometimes in first generation families there's this internalized pressure to do good. Number 7, favorite new author, if you were new to you. I'm gonna go with Nina Moreno, the author of don't know why I blanked there, Don't Date Rosa Santos. I thought this book was a really great discussion about like intergenerational trauma, and I liked the elements of magical realism and incorporated into its prose. And I like that, again, with a first generation narrative, I think that it's something that's needed in YA literature and new adult literature and just literature in general. There's different facets of being Latinx or being a minority, and it's not always universal, and so that's why I think it's important that stories like these are published, because they show like the differences between generations and how different and how pain manifests itself through those different generations. Number 8, newest fictional crush. I don't really get crushes on fictional characters, so this is difficult. I'm guessing Number 9, newest favorite character. My newest favorite character definitely has to be Cassiopeia from Gods of Shade and Shadow. She's just a really strong character, and she's relatable, and she's, you know, flawed but not annoying. You know, sometimes authors write flawed characters and they just come out annoying and just unlikable, but she's just so likable and fierce, and I stand her. Number 10, book that made you cry. Saddest book you have read this year. I haven't read that many like horribly sad books. For me, my sad levels have to be like really sad, so I'm not a good judge of character, and I can't think of a book that has that level of hardcore angst except for Gods of Jade and Shadow, which feels like my default answer to literally all these questions. That ending chapter is literally so depressing because it's bittersweet. Number 11, book that made you happy. A book that made me happy would probably be Pride, Prejudice, and Other Flavors by Sonali Dev. I read this book for Asian Readathon, which I haven't done a wrap-up for. Oops. But this is a Pride, Prejudice retelling with people of color, so it's also gender swap. So Darcy is played by this Indian girl called Trisha, and she's from San Francisco, and she's this really renowned neurosurgeon, and she's really an expert in her field, a prodigy. And Elizabeth is played by this English character called DJ, and he's a chef, and their paths kind of mix and intermingle when DJ's sister gets this tumor which is deemed inoperable, but Patricia is somebody who can actually operate and save her life, but by doing so she will take away all her sight, and things kind of go on from there. Number 12, favorite book to film adaptation you saw this year. I didn't see a lot of book to film adaptations, I think. Let me go check my Letterboxd really quick and I will tell you. So if you guys don't know, Letterboxd is basically Goodreads for movies. So if you like logging your movies, you should definitely check out Letterboxd. I guess I could say Good Omens, but that's a TV series on Amazon. I thought it was really fun adaptation. Number 13, favorite review you've written, book to version, favorite video you have done so far this year. This year, my favorite video that I've made probably would have to be my Pride TBR, because I like, you know, playing around with the editing and the lighting, although I was having trouble this time around. And then my, what was it? I did a mini vlog, and it was, I tried like editing the clips together in a way that kind of flowed, and they were all just desert clips, and I don't know, I really liked it. I'll probably insert a clip of it somewhere here. Number 14, most beautiful book you bought so far this year or received, and that will be Nocturna by Maya Montañez, and I'm currently reading this book, or attempting to finish it at least. I'm like 5 pages in, like literally nothing, but I know it's a Latinx inspired adventure fantasy book, and I'm down with that because it will fill the gaping hole and disappointment that Game of Thrones left. Number 15, what books do you need to read by the end of the year? So the books I need to read by the end of the year, Nocturna is one. I have a bunch of arcs on my Kindle. I have Orpheus Girl, which I've heard mixed reviews about. I have The Water Dancer by Ta-Nehisi Coates. I also need to read On the Come Up, which I have on my shelf. I'm listening to the audiobook of Signal to Noise by Sylvia Moreno Garcia that I need to finish as well. I have a bunch of books, basically, is what I'm getting at. I really want to get to Radio Silence, hopefully, by the end of this year. I need to finish the last 8. And yeah, that's been my mid-year book tag. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll be tagging a few people here and in the description box below, so check for your names there. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.